back. How are you doing today?
Hello, doing good.
Awesome. Welcome back. I love a lot of our conversations on the importance of fatigue and function and your role as a oncology rehab physician. I really want to focus on a little bit more of a high level discussion today for our viewers about really addressing I think there's this mentality that a cancer diagnosis and all of the things that happen are just sort of par for the course. And the fallout, the functional changes, the aches and pains, the emotional changes are just sort of like part of, getting to survival. And I really think that we've come so much further than that being the acceptance of the new normal. And so I would love to hear from your perspective and sort of your messaging as a physiatrist. Like, talk to us about what you tell patients every day when they come to you and they complain about something. And it's okay, but how do we talk to them about it, and what should the expectations be?
Yes. I think it's one of the hardest things that I hear from patients is that they come in and they feel like they're complaining. They come in apologetic, right? They come in and they go, I don't really feel like I should complain about this because, my cancer, I'm in remission and my cancer is better. And so I don't want to, that's not it, right? Yeah, they're like, well, I know I have a friend who's a lot worse off than I am and I shouldn't be. No, that's not the point. The point is that you're a warrior. You just went through this horrible experience. And so if there are parts and pieces that we can continue to make better, which most of the time there are, but if there are those parts and pieces that we can make better, gosh darn it, why aren't we trying to make it better? So I think that's one of the things I wish more cancer patients would take on, that mantle, that it's not complaining. This isn't a complaining thing. It's not that you're weak or that you just need to put up with it. Not that we can fix everything. Not everything is going to go back to the way it was before, but gosh darn it, we can make a lot of other things better. So I think
And
it's
here's
that.
the thing. It's like I tell people, like, if you're thirsty, we drink water. It's like you're not complaining because you're thirsty. Your body is telling you something. So I feel like often when people say something, they're recognizing what their body is telling them and maybe they're communicating about it. But I just don't feel that most people going after cancer want to feel this way, right?
Great.
And
No, of
it's
course
like,
not.
it really is sort of this, oh, so sorry. But I think that a lot of times, we're talking to oncologists where they really do focus on the cancer. That's what they're trained in. Cancer side effects, tumor side effects and changes, but everything else is sort of the everything else. And do you feel like we know that there's new exercise and functional recommendations for patients, avoiding inactivity. What do you feel that the messaging should be for a patient? Is there a best time point? Where should they start taking back
Yesterday.
control? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
But actually yesterday. Because that's what we're finding. I mean, from the very beginning, right? Even with cancer prevention,
Yeah.
we find movement and exercise is beneficial. So that, that's why I joke a little bit that you say, we should have started day one or day -1. But today is never too late, right? And, the sooner we start, the less ground we lose and the more, more benefit we're going to see sooner. So I think that trying to incorporate it as early as possible is really important for all of these reasons we're finally proving with research. For you and I, we know it because we see it day to day, but now we've got those researchers that are out there that are giving us the numbers and the data that show it's beneficial, not just obviously mind, body, and soul, right? It increases endorphins, it makes us feel better, our mood is better, our fitness is better, our endurance, all of those things. But we show that, we're responding to chemotherapy better. There might be, tumor regression. We might be able to reduce the size of tumors. We might be responding to all of these treatments that we give people better. We're going to have better responses to surgery and shorter hospitalizations and quicker recoveries. And I mean, you know, whatever it is for that patient that motivates them to get moving, I've got the research that shows we can achieve that. And we can achieve that with really simple things.
Yeah. And I think that kind of goes back to, like, you know, some different conversations that, you know, you and I and others folk like of us that had, you know, there's these really fancy recommendations of all the things that we should do, and, you know, 150 minutes a week and blah, 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 blah. And I always tell people, like, just get up. If you stand up every single hour, or like lift an arm, lift a leg, if you're bedbound, over time, you will feel better. And
Exactly.
also, I've also found that a lot of patients that move, they stay more in tune to their body. You know, they're able to report different things more articulately. And so we are able to see if there's other side effects, musculoskeletal side effects, or other things that might happen. You know, I think that cancer shouldn't change your ability to move, right? It should just be, but it should be part of the cancer care plan. So, I mean,
It is.
it would be great.
It is. And just like you said, doing more, I usually put it in a week's time frame, because day to day is different. You know, we all have good days, bad days, but you know, this week you're doing more overall than you did last week. And that more, just like you said, it's leg lifts in bed, or it's, you know, standing up. We don't have as many commercial breaks with all of the new technology, but you know, it's standing up in between episodes. I don't know, something, you know, walking in place,
Right.
those easy
Do you
things.
have a favorite exercise to recommend for somebody that might be coming in with a lot of musculoskeletal or pain challenges? Where should they start? You know, walking may not be comfortable for some reason, you know, but they have only access to a chair. What would you suggest to start with?
So there are a lot of different things. And again, I think this is where the benefit of having resources, you know, like you out there, is to be able to individualize that to the patient. Because at the end of the day, it's not that there is a one plan is the way, right? It's not, this is the only exercise routine that's going to work for you or that you're going to see benefit with. You know, I get a lot of, you know, I still call them my athletes, right? I mean, just because we did it in high school doesn't mean that we aren't still. It might have been a little while ago, but you know, some people really like resistance training, right? And to be able to do some of the resistance exercises. Or some people really like the water. Not that, you know, in this time right now, but some people really like the water, and being able to get in the water is great for them. Right. So being able to find that thing that really clicks for the person is helpful. But just like you said, you know, there are resistance bands, and using those resistance bands, you can sit in a chair, use resistance bands, and you can get upper and lower extremity workout just sitting.
And I always tell people, like, if you want to do one thing, adjust your posture. I mean, sit up straight, pull your shoulders back, you breathe better, your digestive systems move better, your energy is better. And like, you don't even have to move that much, right? But I think it's really interesting, even with all the technology we have, that we still have to kind of make the connection. It's just habit. So cancer doesn't change a lot of our habits. It probably amplifies a lot of things. Now we just have to make a more controlled effort, even like you and I, who haven't had cancer. You know, we still have to make a consistent effort to do it. So I think probably the tip of the day for all of our watchers is do something, anything.
Yes.
One thing. All right. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a great rest of your day.
Thanks.